The wealthiest people I know aren't necessarily the smartest. And that's not a coincidence. I mean, look at me. I personally built over 3 companies doing $100 million each. And along the way, I've interviewed hundreds of millionaires and billionaires. What I found is that we've all developed 4 specific skills that have nothing to do with our formal education or being the smartest person in the room. These are the 4 skills you're going to need to become rich without actually being book smart. Number 1, you need to become the right kind of smart. If you've ever felt like you're not smart enough, you'll be measuring the wrong kind of intelligence. Do you think Bill Gates is rich because he finished college? I mean, of course, he dropped out. Do you think the majority of self-made millionaires have fancy degrees? Well, the fact is, they don't. When I was 18 years old, I was voted least likely to succeed. My parents wanted me to get a good job in Corvallis, Oregon, and just settle there. But I knew none of those jobs were going to be the things I wanted to do. I wanted to do something big. I wanted to go out and explore. So I left that little town and I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I might not have been as smart as the kids in my class, but I was smart enough to know if I stayed in Corvallis, Oregon, in that environment, I would end up like everyone around me. Most of the people that I met that are wealthy made the same choice. The real hack to becoming rich is that you need to be smart enough to know what you don't know and not arrogant enough to think you do know it. That's literally the cheat code. That's the difference between broke smart people and rich smart people. Traditional education teaches you to memorize and regurgitate, but wealth building intelligence is about self-awareness, pattern recognition, and courage to learn from people who've already succeeded. Stop listening to people telling you you're not smart enough. Just simply pick a skill that has been proven to work, model it, mimic it, master it, and become wealthy like the people before you who have done the same thing to build their businesses. All you have to do is learn from someone who's done it, become as good as them, and then multiply through other people, teaching them what you've learned. It's literally that simple. All you have to do is find one mentor who's already succeeded in the area of interest. That's the right kind of smart. The actual smartness that creates wealth. Number 2, studying unsuccessful people. Some people would disagree with this, but let me tell you what I've learned in life. I've learned you can learn from smart people and you can learn from dumb people. And if you're paying attention to what dumb people do, or arrogant people, or difficult people, and you pay attention to what successful people do, you just mimic what the successful ones and you promise never to be like the dumb ones. Trust me, if you watch unsuccessful people, they all repeat specific habits. Make a commitment that you're never going to do that when you're in charge. And if you're not where you want to be financially, it's because you're looking at the wrong people. Everyone tells you to study successful people, find mentors, model the winners. And yeah, that's important for sure. But here's what they don't tell you. You're also supposed to study the people who are failing. And most people never do this. Here's the hack that nobody talks about. If you want to know the fastest way to success, get into an environment and do 2 things. First, look at the people who are flourishing and prospering and succeeding and accomplishing and conquering, and write down their qualities, their characteristics, their attributes, their competencies, their work ethics. Pay attention and study them. And then watch the people who are struggling. Watch the people that no one wants to be around. They're the ones ticked off or upset about something all the time. They're the ones draining the environment when they walk in. It's one thing to see it, but write it down. When you start incorporating the habits of successful people and you make a commitment to never behave or act like the unsuccessful people, it will propel you into an environment where you'll stand out. You'll be noticed. People will see you're different than others. And when you know what successful people do, and you know what not to do like unsuccessful people, you literally eliminate years of trial and error. You fast track your path to wealth and success because you're not repeating the same mistakes everyone else makes while they're being busy trying to figure it out. So this week, identify 3 people in your specific industry or environment. One who's crushing it, one who's stuck, and one who's specifically failing. Write down what you notice about each of them. What do they do with their time? What are their habits? What are they actually good at? What's their competencies? Then choose which group you want to be in and start adjusting your behavior immediately and watch what happens. Next is number 3, leverage smarter people. The way to succeed is to know how to leverage the smartest people in the room. Here's the biggest mistake I see people make. They have an opportunity in front of them all the time. A business idea, a new market idea, a new way to add value to the organization, but they don't pursue it because they're missing a skill. I don't know how to do the finances. I don't know how to build systems. I don't know how to run and operate. So they tell themselves, we can't do it because we don't know how to. And they'll never actually build anything because they're waiting to learn everything themselves first. They never execute because they're always thinking and planning and learning. But here's what they're missing. You don't need to have every skill yourself. You just need to know how to find people who do have specific skills and how to get them to work with you. And that's actually the game. That's how wealth is actually built. Here's what changed everything for me. I stopped asking, do I know how to do this? And started asking, who do I know that does know how to do it? And then I could go ask them for help. Now I get this takes some humility, but who cares? If you have the big picture in mind, having a little humility is going to get you a long way. And for me, that's when the shift entirely unlocked. And almost every opportunity presented itself to me because suddenly my limitations weren't my personal skills. My only limitation was whether I could figure out who the right people are to talk and align with and ask for help from. That actually became what I became good at. The wealthiest people in the world don't try to master everything themselves. They learn how to surround themselves with people that as teams can do everything together to drive bigger impact. So right now, think about the 3 things you're spending your time on. And here's a question. Do you hate doing them? Are you not very good at it? Then why are you doing it? Conversely, pick some things you're super good at. Like you're the best, and go find some people that are better than you at the other things. Bring them together as a team and say, what if we work together? What if we attack this problem together? What if we complemented each other? What if we supported each other? What if we traded our each level of skill sets? Imagine the excitement, the enthusiasm, and the results you can get. You take the bottlenecks out and you multiply success through you and others. This is exactly what wealthy people have figured out how to do. Now, the last point, the richest people are fast. While you're taking another course to feel ready, while you're thinking about how to do something, while you're talking to everyone to figure out how to learn, rich people took action and just did it and did it and did it and did it and did it until they accomplished something, and then improved it and improved it and improved it until they accomplished it bigger, and then they taught others to do the same thing. In fact, when I moved to Atlanta in 19, I became an outside sales rep and I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to train. I didn't even know how to find an atlas, open it up and figure out where to go. I wasn't prepared. But you know what I did? I took an atlas, I got my car, and I followed the road from Atlanta to Birmingham. And then when I found a gas station, I circled it. And after going through 11 states in a year, I figured out where all the gas stations were, the fastest ways to get to every town, which customers were in every town. And I was fast and I was efficient and I was effective because I already knew what I was going to do long before I ever did it. And I knew who I was going to do it with. That's how you get better. Not studying, not thinking, not waiting. One of my mentors once told me perfection is the enemy of good enough because it's actually only in the trying, only in the doing that you figure out how to do it. That's the secret. Only in the mistakes that you actually learn. And this is what wealthy people have figured out. It's literally fixing the mistakes while you're learning that creates the wealth because you can show everybody else the fast way to do it. But the truth is, speed is how you find perfection. You don't get perfect without moving fast. You move fast and then you get perfect through iteration development and through paying attention and trying to improve. The people who get rich understand that failure itself is just another data point. It's not emotional. It just teaches by mistake after mistake what doesn't work. The truth is this: income follows intention and action, not intention alone. So stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect system, the perfect knowledge. Pick one thing you've been overthinking for weeks and just do it. Do it now. In fact, take imperfect action. Get any result and just take another action and try to get a little better result. Any result is better than no result, and you just keep doing it until you did it. Then, unlike everyone else that's still reading the book, still thinking about it, still petrified, you become the expert. And it's through that expertise that you create wealth. Watch this next video where I break down the exact communication strategies I have used my entire career to get others to say yes.